Howdy, and how do you do? And welcome back to some Spinventor Crucible 11, where we get introduced to the lovely Terraball. The best, around. The orb that does 0 good and 0 bad, just neutrally awful. Well, I guess awful kind of means bad, so it's just not a great orb. Can't upgrade it. It's a 1-2, I think it is. So, but we're the Spinventor. We'll get nice fancy stuff. If you didn't watch our last video, you would have seen a little bit of our round drill making a comeback for us. Kind of stepping up its game just a touch bit, making itself known, making itself realized of its true potential, which was actually a really cool run. I enjoyed it. It contradicts one of the videos I've made previously or prior, I guess, but I think that's not out of the usual for me. I feel like I get proven wrong quite a bit, which I'm more than happy getting proven wrong, because the more I get proven wrong, the more I learn. I at least learn from it. I would almost rather get proven wrong than just assume I'm right all the time. Sometimes that's the more stressful things, is whenever you say something that you're kind of unsure about, but you never hear if you're right or not. I think that stresses me out a little bit more than just being told I'm wrong on it, because if I'm told I'm wrong, I know for the future. I think that's how my brain works. I learn more whenever I'm wrong. I do have to agree with that. I do definitely learn more when I have the concept or understanding incorrect and someone actually tells me about it or teaches me about it, or just lets me aware of it and let me figure it out myself, I suppose. Tell me I'm wrong and then tell me the answer so that I can then reverse engineer my way to it, which that's how I've gotten through all of my math classes prior to this, all through my educational sphere. I remember getting in, what was it? It was like a parent-teacher conference thing in high school. It was, which this math teacher did not like me whatsoever, and I have no idea why. But I've always been very good in math. I say very good. By very good, I mean I was in like the I was in the honors classes, courses and whatnot. But there was once I was in it, and my brother and I both had the same professor at the time, and it was for the same class. And so my mom, whenever it was the parent-teacher conference stuff, my mom would go in, meet our math teacher, hear about how we're doing in the class, if there's anything we need to work on. And this teacher tells my mom, "Oh yeah, your one son," she's talking about my brother, "he's doing very well, he's listening, he's doing his homework, he's a very, very good kid." And then she says, "Your other, Cameron, I just don't know he's just not listening to what I'm saying in class, not doing it the way we're teaching it. He's doing he's doing a different process than the one that's taught in class to find the answer." And my mom, of course, my mom is a mother hen. She's going to defend her babies until she dies. That's just the way she is. And so then she got very defensive with it. Like, what do you mean? Is he getting the right answers? Trying to break it down and see what she could do to work on it if it's really that big of an issue. But the thing was, I was still getting the right answers. I just wasn't doing it the way. I just noticed the Terraball does more damage than these pebbles. So I've been kind of wasting that, but I was getting the right answers, just not doing the way the teacher was teaching it. Which then my mom, if you guys ever met her and you asked her about this, she would bring it up. She does not like that teacher whatsoever. And to this day, she still doesn't like that teacher. Even though she talked highly of one of us, that would have been so nice. If I knew we were going to get Reorganizer, we could have went off and grabbed a... that duplication potion that elite fight gave us. And it would have set us up pretty well, but... we'll take what we got. We're not going to grab it now. Because all we'll have is more and more crits. We don't really care about crits too much right now. Yeah, they would be nice to have, but not necessarily make or break the game. But that was my experience with math, which math has always been my favorite subject. The two areas I was gifted, or blessed, I would say blessed with, would be math as well as science. Seemed to be the ones that clicked and resonated with me the most. And definitely, I should have done the other one. Splat orb. Definitely reading in English just never could click with me for whatever reason. My brain just could not comprehend how to read. Which we've discussed that before on this channel, my inaptitude to read. Fairy crits also refresh the board. I'll take that. Even more refreshes. Refreshes are bueno. That kind of weakens our refilibuster, does it? Or maybe that just makes our refilibuster more... it procs more often, at least. So it makes it more effective. Oh, big crit hit. Oh, so much damage. And then look at this Terraball just popping off, doing its work as well. Oh, man, that is nice. I guess, speaking of education, I guess this could be the topic of discussion for our video this evening, afternoon, day, night, whatever it is for you. Do we want Toil of Trouble? Do we want you? Do we want you? Do we need you? Do we desire you? You would be interesting since you would refresh constantly and just make even more refreshes. Or do we just do Spinfection? Is the 3/5 with the bonus damage that the Spinventor Originality gives you? I say we don't worry about it now. We'll take the heals and move on and grab the Intentional Oboe. Intentional Oboe is just so good. Even though it's just one less damage you take, that goes a long way. But whenever it comes to education, it was whenever I graduated college. I graduated college, wasn't really for sure what I wanted to do. We've talked about it before, what I ended up doing. I started my own business and stuff and failed miserably. I didn't necessarily fail, but I was so miserable. It was not bueno, not fun. The next orb drawn. Where's that sound? Someone stomping around above us? They really want us to have this Toil of Trouble. Damage doesn't increase, and it goes up to 6. We have too big of a deck for it right now. I'm still not going to waste any money upgrading these other stones, or pebbles, just because I want to lose the pebbles more than upgrade the pebbles. Pebbles. But it was after I graduated college. Wasn't for sure what I was going to do. My buddy and I were just brainstorming or talking. He got a very good internship his senior year. I got an internship too, but they offered me a full-time position once I graduated. I did not want to take it. Wasn't my cup of tea by any means. So my buddy, he got a really good one, but we already discussed and scheduled. We took the LSAT. So if you don't know what the LSAT is, it is the exam to get into law school. It's the law school exam. And we already had it scheduled. We paid for it and everything. So we're just going to go take it and see what happens. And when we did that, we both took it. We sat next to each other and whatnot. Of course, obviously, there's no cheating or anything involved. But, attack orbs fired will attack all enemies. I think I do want you. After attacking or discarding this orb, the next level 3 just increases. Oh, just discard. All it changes is the base attack. That's kind of poop, but we need a Pierce. Might as well have it. Upgrade it all the way, might as well. Go on. I do want... I really like the squirrels. I kind of have a soft spot for these old squirrels. Oakley likes chasing squirrels, so I'll just get some squirrels. But we went to go take this exam. And, you know, kind of studied for it. I just kind of understood the exam setup itself before going in, because I don't like going into a exam blind by any means. And when I say going into let's do this. Dang it. Hit the refresh. Refresh, please. I knew this Terrorball was going to not hit a refresh. Still did over 100 damage to everything. It's not terrible, but just not good, you know? I just want to hit these refreshes, you know? Thank you for hitting the refresh, and we go on our way. So the LSAT, if you don't know, it's made up of 4 parts. There's a reading, what is it? There's the reading section. There's the logic games and logical reasoning sections, and then the 4th one's just a duplicate of one of the other 3 options. So you essentially have to take one of those sections twice, and then there's a backup, and you don't know which one is like the test section. So there's technically 5 gaps that you take. So 5 testing periods within the day. So you have like an hour and a half or an hour to complete each exam, with like a 15 to 30 minute break in between. I don't remember. It was a few years ago. And I don't know if we have what it takes for this elite, but we'll try it. And so I took it and just hoped that my bonus one was going to be like logic games or logical reasoning. Granted, I wasn't the strongest at logical reasoning because there was a lot of reading involved. I think I'm missing one more section, actually. I feel like I'm missing one more. Logical reasoning, logic games, reading. Maybe that was just it. Nonetheless, we took the exam, him and I, and of course we're both very competitive, highly competitive, especially whenever it came to school. We would compete on exams and stuff. I love Summoning Circle. Love Summoning Circle. Ever since we had it that first time, it's almost a must grab the moment we see it. Just don't like the size of our deck, you know? We are going to grab you, and might as well upgrade you once. Summons 2 copies is a whole lot better, and then the scroll on top of it's just, chef's kiss. So we were very competitive, and we took the exam. And of course, there's a big part of reasoning, especially if you're a lawyer. There's a lot of reading that goes into it. A lot of reading with that career. I'm sure if you've seen them on TV, on whatnot, you can assume that there's a lot of reading. So, during it, we took our test, got it done. I actually completed it without running out of time or anything. I'm a very slow test taker, and that's because I'm a very slow reader. But we got through the exam. All's well. You have to wait like 4 weeks to get your results, and just anxiously nail biting the whole time. I went and got my wisdom teeth taken out, I think it was. And so while I was waiting in bed, just recovering from my wisdom teeth, I get a text from my buddy saying, "Hey, test scores are in." And first thing I did was he told me his score, and it was like right at the average or something like that. I don't remember the scores anymore, but it was like right at average, whatever the national average is. You can probably Google it and find out what that is. But he texted it. I then go to the profile or the website to go check mine, and I scored the exact same as him. We got the exact same score on our LSATs. And fortunately, it gives you a little breakdown as to how you did, what sections you kind of fumbled on, what sections you didn't, and it gives a good breakdown of that. And so, oh, it does the copy already. It doesn't do it on the next throw. I see what it did. So it copied my terror ball. For some reason, I'm just learning that or remembering that. But nonetheless, we did it. We both got the same score. We looked at how we did individually on each section. I completely bombed the reading. And one of the... No, yes, that's what it was. I got 2 reading sections that were graded for me versus like logic games or anything like that. They chose 2 readings for me, and I bombed them both. I bombed both readings, did about average on the logical reasoning, and then on the logic games, I scored almost a perfect. I missed 1 question on it. 1 single question I missed on the logic games, which I thought was pretty impressive. I pat myself on the back for that bad boy. But my buddy, he just scored average across the board. So which one would you rather have? Would you rather have... You want round guard here? I don't think so. I think we want tactical treat, maybe? The problem with tactical treat... We don't need more refreshes. So we don't necessarily need the tactical treat because the crits are going to be duplicating. So tactical treat with the refreshes duplicating each time, we don't need both of them necessarily duplicating. Round guard's not bad, but honestly, I think super boots might be our best bet here, or maybe even just removing our terror ball. But granted, our terror ball is better than the pebbles, so maybe remove one of our pebbles. We don't have another shop in sight, so this is our last chance to get a removal of one of our pebbles. So we'll just go ahead and remove a pebble instead of a relic. Is that a good idea? Oh, I guess we're duplicating the refreshes anyway, which is fine. I would rather do it that way. Ooh, this is a good one to duplicate. Oh, yes. 400 damage going straight into a shield. Gotta love it. So yeah, that was my story on how and why I didn't go to law school, is because I also did a campus visit at the school I wanted to go to. And in that class, they did a... I got to sit in a class and sit through the whole lecture. But there was so much reading, and I knew I was going to struggle so much with it just because of the reading aspects of it, that I kind of bailed out after that, after I figured that out, chickened out, as some might say. But I think it was good for me. I don't think I'm built to be a lawyer. I think I'd rather scoop up the thing instead of upgrade our pebbles. We do want to go left, I think, if I'm remembering right, and go left again. Bouncers contributed damage. We don't need health that bad for this final boss. Oh yes, offer a pebble. Boom. Got rid of a pebble, which is great. Granted, you can upgrade pebbles and they'll be stronger versus the terrible where you can upgrade them, but we're not looking to upgrade them per se. I can see why we're duplicating this. Oh, you're attacking more than one and you only did 56 damage. Okay, this ain't cool, you know? Boom. Boom. Okay, now. You're a 3-5 and you're a 2-4, so yeah, you are officially better than our Terror. So maybe I should have got rid of the Terror instead of the Pebble, but we would have still had a level 1 Pebble at this time, I think. We don't need the HP per se. Don't need to upgrade you either. A extra rub orb can get very strong, but not really what we need in our current state of mind. 2-6. Maybe we just upgrade you, or we take the heals and move on. I should have just upgraded it. I didn't realize that was our last one before the boss, so yeah, that's my bad. I probably should have. I should have thought that through a little bit more. Please hit enough bombs to get rid of both the guys. I don't think you did. Dang it. 2-4 here, but we're opening it up to where you hit every enemy, which could be strong here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you hit every enemy on this map. Oh, now that was strong. Now that is what we're looking for. Cut it in half. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would say, I thought about it too, now that I got married and everything, and looking at my wife's family, I was actually looking about it and thinking, you know how cool it would have been if I actually went to law school? They would have had almost every career in their family. So my wife is one of 11. She's one of the 11 kids, and they've got doctors, they got software engineers, they've got civil engineers, they've got one of them going to school as a nuclear engineer, and then they have another engineer, they have a school teacher, they have a nurse, they have all kinds of very, very great careers. And then I'm in the insurance industry as an analyst. Not really anything to necessarily write home about per se, but it would have been a whole lot cooler if I was the lawyer and I got my JD Juris Doctorate, and then they will have even just tack on a lawyer into the mix. I think would be awesome, but that's not for me. I guess someone else is gonna have to take that. I'll be the uncle that has a career that they can't explain easily. That's always the toughest thing, is what do you do? It's not as simple as saying, oh, I'm a doctor, or oh, I'm a nurse, I'm a teacher, I'm an engineer, I'm a software engineer. People can assume what that is. But whenever it comes to me, it's harder to explain, and it's exhausting to try to explain it. So it's easiest just to say, people ask me questions, I find the answer to it. That's all I'd say. I'm an answer retriever. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't save lives. I exist. Oakley and I just exist, and we both work from home, and we work very hard from home. That is our job, and that's where we shall stay. Isn't that right, Oak? She doesn't care about me. She's looking out the window. She's even embarrassed of me. No, I love my job. It's very interesting. It's my cup of tea for now. I don't know how long I would be there. They always say, or I don't know who I'm referring to necessarily as they, but I've always read that you're supposed to look for a new job every, what is it? Every 2 years it is? Oh, come on. That was our big damage dealer right there, and it couldn't just been something like this. Oh, imagine 1,500 across the board. We wouldn't have lost any health, but now we're going to be losing health because we can't do hardly any damage. Well, something exploded on us. Oh, God, we got to duplicate our Terror Ball. Well, our Terror Ball is actually popping off, too. The squirrel definitely makes it. Well, then there's that. I guess I could have discarded you, couldn't I? But shoot, you're popping off. They always say you're supposed to search for a new job every 2 years because you get at least a 15 or on average a 15% pay increase. Which, I don't know, a lot of people, and I've heard it on a consistent basis saying that, and in my personal experience, I've seen it too. I mean, I worked every 2 years, I've actually switched jobs, not necessarily on that reasoning. There was always a reasoning for me switching jobs, whether it be I needed a fully remote position or XYZ. But come 2 years, it probably makes sense to at least put your resume out there, make sure you keep up with it, and see what's out there for yourself. I truly think that's the way to do it. I mean, it doesn't hurt in any way to get an offer, and maybe you can even leverage that for better pay or better whatever. I don't know. Maybe you can leverage it. We'll go with the puppet just because there's no bombs on this final boss fight. You want the question mark here. The reason being is that this question mark could possibly be a shop. It's not. Anywhere but the dead center yet. Thank you for not going necessarily in dead center. We're going to lose a little bit of health here, but we'll take it. Throwing you is fine because we don't want to discard you and then have the Terror Ball be the, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Boom, not bad. And we'll just throw you out there and be good with it. But I have a buddy that works for a company that honestly I wouldn't mind working for a pay that honestly would not be too shabby, but I need to take the time to learn some new skills, you know? For data analytics, learn how to use SQL, SQL, and stuff like that. And you'll be set pretty well off. That's just a little bit of what I need to hone my skills in a little bit better in, but I also am starting grad school, so first let's get through grad school. I have a data analytics concentration with grad school anyway, so I thought that was the orb that was supposed to pierce everything. I guess it wasn't supposed to pierce everything. Imagine if we can get rid of this stone. I mean, one of these pebbles. I think that would be fantastic. Dang it. For some reason I thought I had round guard, and then I did not see round guard there after I skipped. Nice, that's enough to take him out. We will take the heals. And we can increase max HP too. Do we apply any negative status effects? I don't think we do. I think Shrewd Scales will be better for us. Maybe if this is a market? Dang it. Maybe our last... Dang it. This was our last chance at a market. But you'll be duplicating a stone, a pebble to go piercing everything. I suppose to find... Yeah, let's just skip through you. You hit the crit. Yes! This is a lot of damage to be piercing through everything, which is fantastic. Aha! Was enough! Now we have basic fights. There's no bomb in the final boss, so let's go ahead and do Light Shaft Potion. So now our crits also refresh. I don't think it really matters. We have 2 refreshes though on the board. Maybe it is good. Now watch this madness. Look at all these bombas we just popped. And we'll go ahead and just reset the board here. And follow through with more damage. Damage with the espionage. Heal, max HP is perfect. Straight down to the next fight, into an elite fight. Oh wow. I don't know what you just did there, but I will get behind it. Boom. Easy as that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Go pierce every enemy at least. I guess I could have skipped you. No, because we want to skip. Right? If we skip you and go you, does it still pierce through all enemies? Yes, it does. Good to know. You're just duplicating yourself here, which isn't necessarily that great, but this is quite a bit of damage. Plenty of damage for me. If it heals and max HP off of it, we can get the Rub Orb, but Rub Orb's not going to be great for this final boss. Whoo, Power Gloves a +1/+1, not bad on paper, but you, whenever a crit is triggered, deal your orbs crit damage, X crits damage to all enemies. Orbs crit times number of crits. Yes, that's going to pop off, I think. I'm pretty sure that will pop off quite well here. Of course, not right now, and it's going to be duplicating our Terror Ball, which is not necessarily great. Yeah, not much to say about that. Alright, pop off, King. Not bad, we've done 5,000 damage already. I think we skip you and go you. We already have Shrewd Scales 2 that just popped off. No crits hit, which I suppose is fine. Time being. No. Well, shoot, you stayed alive with that squirrel. You kept it alive. I'll take that. Oh, and look at all these refreshes all over the place. That is quite nice of a sight. Then the squirrel will pop out. Squirrel will pop out. There's a squirrel, but kind of popped out a little late. Oh, man. What a great build that was. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. I don't think we unlocked anything new there. Pretty good. Spinventor now Crucible 12. It's catching up to our Roundro. Roundro's Crucible 15. We have not tried that yet, but we might try it here in the next few videos. So I look forward to talking with you all later. Have a wonderful evening, day, whatnot, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.